Hello, welcome back to Module 4. In this video we're going to talk about plugins, and we're going to install a couple plugins and activate them and see how that works and what they do for our site. So the first plugin, well, before we get into it, actually let me just describe them a little bit. So plugins basically just enhance your site's capabilities or functions, and it depends on which plugin you have installed, of what it will do and how that works. Some plugins come with a settings option that will add to your settings screen down here. It'll give you another option just for that plugin to change its settings. Some plugins may add some type of a widget that you can put on the sidebar. So it all really depends on what plugin you're looking for and why. So let's say that I want to be able to easily put an email capture form inside my website to be able to get people to subscribe to a newsletter. And let's say I use GetResponse, which is an autoresponder system, like a newsletter management system out on the web. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type into Google WordPress GetResponse plugin, and I'm going to see what's available. And so right here we see WordPress.org, so that comes from WordPress official site, their plugins directory, GetResponse integration. Perfect. So that's the plugin we're going to go for. And under here, you can actually, when you go and find a plugin, you can actually see how many people have given it a review, what the review was, and so forth. So you can see if it's something that looks good. And then you just hit download, and it's going to download right here. And WordPress will tell you if the plugin is out of date, which is pretty cool. They'll tell you if it has not been updated like in 2 years or something. So you know if it's something that's being supported or not. Which, if it's not being supported and it hasn't been updated in a couple of years, there's potential of it having security issues and being something that could be easily hacked. So now we're going to add that plugin to our site. So if you remember how we added themes, it's a very similar process. We go to the plugin screen. You can either click here, add new, or just up here, add new. And then we're going to say upload plugin. And then I'm just going to drag and drop that right over the choose file, and you can see it populated here, and hit install now. And once it's installed, now we have the option to activate the plugin. So before I do that, I'm just going to go back over to installed plugins, and you can see it's sitting here waiting to be activated with a few others. So they give you these by default, and they explain what each plugin is. This says for very fast caching plugin for WordPress. So okay, that's cool. Should make my site a little faster. So I might activate that one first of all, actually. And it says super cache is disabled. Please go to this plugin admin page to enable caching. So I would go to that admin page, which I want to show you is under your settings screen now. So now under settings, I see there's a new one called WP Super Cache. And if I click on that, it takes me to the settings for that plugin. So I'm going to say caching on, and let's update status. And there we go. So now I have caching turned on, that plugin's activated. So I'm going to go back to plugins, and the one that we just installed, we're going to activate that one, the GetResponse integration. I'm going to hit activate. Okay, so now that plugin's activated, we can go down here to settings, and it also added a link. Not every plugin does this, some don't need to, but it looks like GetResponse gave us a little settings window, and here's where we put our API key. So within GetResponse, you get when you're a member and you're managing some newsletters, they give you an API key that I can put here, and when I put the API key here, it will attach my GetResponse account to this plugin and allow me to easily add opt-in forms or newsletter sign-up forms to any page or any blog post that I want, just very easily. And I can also add them to widgets on the side and so forth. So it makes it real easy. So let's look for one more plugin, and I'm actually going to go back to the plugins screen, and we're going to click Add New. And much like the themes, when you go to add a new theme, they give you a directory of some of these, and you can see they have a few here listed. Let's just look through what we have here. So we already did the Super Cache, Jetpack. It says supercharge your WordPress site with powerful tools. So let's just see what else they have. See if there's anything under popular. Contact Form 7, SEO. Okay, this looks interesting. Let's do the SEO one, because a lot of people are going to be wanting to install SEO plugins. So if you don't know what SEO is, you're probably not going to want to install an SEO plugin necessarily. But SEO is search engine optimization. So you may want your website to be easily found on Google or Yahoo by people who are searching for certain terms. And so this particular plugin looks like helps you get those settings the way you want them. So we've got it installed now. It looks like it's already been activated. I'm just going to hit settings and it'll take us to the settings screen for it. And it looks like we have a few different options. We can put in our Webmaster Tools IDs for the Bing and for Google. We can put a Pinterest link in here, and then some other little things like tracking. And this is all just on the main dashboard for this plugin. So you'll notice underneath settings, there's a whole new menu that's been added for this SEO plugin. And that's the other thing that plugins may do. You may get a whole section, a whole new menu section just controlling that plugin. So as you can see, we can go through this and set different things for this plugin to work with our site and to help us get SEO ratings or whatever it's promising. So as you can see, plugins can give you just a myriad of functionalities and options to expanding and enhancing your website to do pretty much anything you need it to do and have any type of settings or capabilities at your fingertips. So I hope that gives you a good understanding of the basics of plugins and how to get a plugin installed and activated, and then go from there and looking for any settings that need to be tweaked for that plugin. That's it for this video, and in the next video we're just going to wrap things up, talk about going live, what we need to do before we do that, and I'll see you in that video.